Okay. Okay, so Jim, Eric, and Josh and I worked on Common Accord. It's a legal platform. I'll kind of explain what it means. We didn't, like, what we mainly worked on today was, trying to work on the import functionality for what's very kind of skeleton framework. But I think it's really interesting, and that's why I'm doing it instead of Jim, to sort of convey to you guys what was conveyed to me. Basic idea is to start looking at law now that we live in a more digital society and we're kind of getting used to more and more online collaborative spaces and even project management spaces. To start looking at legal documents as a data model. I think there's just so much in a legal document that's replicable and replicated. Oftentimes a lot of people whose fingers it funnels through don't actually read what's going on there. They just need to see the basic structure. And there's a lot of use cases where that's true. So the content is separated from the framework. It looks and feels like an object-oriented language. At the end of this, I'll just kind of take you through a basic case so you can kind of see what that means. Being able to search through documents is super important. Having a glossary for people that are just that are not actual legal professionals. Let's see. Peer review legal forms, choice of suitable documents. I should probably explain that there's this idea, well, I think that we would like to build out that we obviously couldn't do in 7 hours to, like, does anybody use any project management software, like, I don't know, Pivotal Tracker or Asana or something like that, or Teambox? Yeah, like to basically have a space like that, where documents are basically the sort of, all-encompassing or, central organizational force of it. And those would be legal documents. You could basically, if you have a lawyer, your legal document would be in this database. It would have this online front-end structure. And it would be really easy for you to, look over the clauses, see the structure of the document, keep your information in there, and maybe learn a little bit about law, ask your lawyer, or even other people that are in the system, any questions that you might have. And part of the idea would be to gamify the comment and advice system, sort of like Stack Overflow or something like that, to sort of make law something that everybody can sort of engage in. One of the cases that we came across and that I'm going to kind of go into is, or if I can, if I have enough time. Oh, I went to that prematurely. Is like a contractor situation. Like, I'm working as kind of a contractor for a game startup right now. I don't know anything about law. The people I'm working for don't know anything. So, trying to figure out what my contract's supposed to be like is kind of crazy, and it's weird because we're just kind of friends and it's a very casual situation. So having something built out online where it's really easy to make that kind of transaction, actually let me stay with that, is a big deal, I think. So we came up with Common Accord isn't just a solution for your legal needs, it's a revolution. It's open law, open source law for an open world, I guess is kind of a pitch line. So basically what we kind of did after our import efforts failed, more or less. We were trying to go through it and have an XML document and trying to parse through it and getting it to spit objects into this database. We have this kind of online interface, and they put me into it, or actually Jim and I put me into it. And we went through the contracting situation. So basically what was possible here, because actually a lot of the really back-end stuff is already has a lot of stuff populated in it. He was able to hook me with a consulting agreement straight off the bat. So I'm in the database, my name is right up here somewhere, right there. We kind of just pretended that I was working for the Hacker Lab, and then I just kind of told him the basics of what my contracting agreement would be. And we had to go through, and there's a prologue recital there you might be able to see. You can start to change that. You can see that there's tags and things for, I'm sure anybody that's done any sort of development at all is familiar with that kind of stuff. And then the next step was looking through the document, because it's kind of, this is where you would work with a lawyer or something to kind of look through and make sure that you understood what was going on, they understood what was going on with you, and cutting out what you don't need, because this document's really generic. So Jim and I would look through, said, you probably don't need, this fourth clause under here, the consultant's out of scope innovations, because, just because of the nature of the work I do, I guess. So what you can do, which is really nice, is, these are organized as legal documents. You can just kind of go in there, and all of the clauses, which are fairly generic clauses that are, used in a lot of places, you can just delete the last one that's not needed, and it goes away right away. So little edits and things like that, that kind of put your mind and allow you to wrap your head around the modularized nature of legal documents, which are over a lot of people's heads. But a lot of us are developers, so we look at something like this, and it's like this is kind of databasey. We're trying to try to create a mock-up to make it look less low level, I guess. But this keeps track of all the changes, and you can see here are the original sort of pieces of the document. Here's all the stuff we changed, just in a few clicks, to tailor it to me. So the idea would be to have a site that made that a lot more beautiful and a lot more user-friendly, and had a very sort of collaborative layer on top of it to keep clients and lawyers well engaged, and legal professionals well engaged with each other as well. So that's it.
Yeah, good.